Lulu. It's after Halloween. Does anyone even care about a horror movie review at this point? Does anyone care about my reviews to begin with? Why? Oh well, I might as well just do it anyways, huh? Buckle up, let's talk Halloween Ends. Since Halloween has been out a little bit, I think it's safe to say I can, share some spoilers in this review. So if you still haven't seen it, you might want to, shut this off and come back. Or, if you don't mind the spoilers, be my guest. I've never been a huge horror fan. I never grew up with, Michael Myers or Jason or Freddy Krueger. I have since seen them, but it just wasn't my kind of thing when I was a kid. So I have now caught up, thankfully, and I was in no rush to see Halloween Ends, and the reason I didn't review Halloween Ends on time was because I actually wanted to see Halloween Ends on Halloween, and so that is exactly what I did. I thought it was rather fitting. I was hoping Halloween Ends was going to be a treat. Instead, I was left with a trick. To prepare myself for this movie, I binge-watched each of the rebooted Halloween movies in preparation. So it was very fresh coming in. And, the one thing I have to say about the reboots, there's criticisms about, all of them. But at least they had like an interesting story that fit into each other to go for a trilogy. Everything was being set up for this last movie. So hopefully the payoff would be good. The first one, they kind of went with a, Laurie is a Sarah Connor type badass. The second one, I kind of liked the social commentary. It got a little bit much, but at least they were trying to go for something, bring something to the Halloween franchise. And the third one, I'm not quite sure what they're trying to say, because, like I said, I'm not a huge Halloween fan in general, but I am pissed off for you Halloween fans, because they did Michael Myers wrong. They did him wrong. I mean, the last time we leave him in Halloween Kills, he is getting his ass whooped by everybody in the village. He is getting literally just torn apart by everyone. He is getting murdered. And all of a sudden he comes back and he starts kicking their asses. And it shows that, they say that evil will never be defeated or something like that. And he comes back and he kills everyone. And that is what we're left with, like this badass entity that didn't look like he could be killed, because they did a lot to him and nothing really seemed to have a lasting effect. He's like a supernatural, unstoppable force. I'm surprised he doesn't sign with Marvel. And then we start this movie, and where did this badass go? I don't know. He just disappeared. Where is he? I have no idea. Instead, we get this other kid, and, I'm like, okay. And, I actually kind of enjoyed, I've got to be honest, I kind of enjoyed the kid being introduced to the movie, because it gave a little bit more, storyline and a little bit more of a character study. So I was actually kind of excited with what they were doing. I was like, wow, we are actually building up some characters to have like a crazy final showdown. But then I realized what they were doing with the kid. This young man gets thrown over a bridge. He falls into, close proximity to a sewer. And here comes Michael Myers, dragging him into the sewer. We finally find Michael Myers. And he's just been chilling in a sewer. Yeah, whatever. Chilling for years. No one has seen him. And, last we saw him, like I said, he was this all and powerful villain. Now he is kind of like weak, like an old man. And instead of killing this kid, he looks into his eyes. And I don't know what goes on. Love, I'm not sure what happened. But apparently he sees the evil within him. He passes it off. I don't know. They don't explain. But basically he becomes Michael Myers Jr. And now this kid that has had a horrific backstory as a child, and he's grown up to be this teenager that's still living with this traumatic past. Now all the sympathy and all the character that they built with him is just kind of tossed aside as Michael Myers has now, I don't know, looked into his eyes and gave him his power, because now this guy is a murderer. Because that's the first thing he does. He murders a homeless man. Why not? And it's the oddest thing. Michael Myers is like a killing machine. There's no rhyme or reason. He just murders. He just stab, strangle, whatever. He is like a one-man wrecking ball. And for him to have a moment of hesitation to even kill this guy and like sense evil in him as well, I don't know what the commentary is, but this is not what people sign up for. We did not watch Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween, and all this build up with the other rebooted Halloween movies, and ignoring some of the other Halloween movies where Jamie Lee Curtis died. We did not come this far to all of a sudden take a journey with some teenager, some dude that was never even a part of the franchise. And now he's a Michael Myers Jr. He's killing with Michael Myers himself. They're like tag teaming, like, hey buddy, let's kill this person together. Yay! This is not the Michael Myers we know. He's not like that. And to make matters worse, this kid is bullied by kids at school. He's bullied. And guess what? There's one point when, after getting bullied, he decides, what I really need is Michael Myers' mask. I need to be Michael Myers. So he goes back to the sewer and he kicks Michael Myers' ass. And, if you're saying that Michael Myers is a big badass, and yet this teenager who's getting his butt kicked by teenagers at school, all of a sudden he just does away with Michael Myers like he is nothing. He's just a weak old man. He takes his mask, and all of a sudden he starts parading around like he is Michael Myers. Now, if this is a passing of a torch or something like that, I can maybe see us getting into that. But what we are watching this movie for is the showdown. And if it was a showdown between the kid and Jamie Lee Curtis's character, that would not at all be satisfying. So what they have to do is they kill the kid right away. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is, in her house, and he obviously tries to come and get her. And she's like, nope, I'm too smarter than that. And she kind of does away with him. And then Michael Myers, the true Michael Myers, he comes and he takes care of the kid. And now it is on. The final showdown. But they've already made the final showdown weaker than it's supposed to be. Because now Michael Myers has been shown to get his ass whooped by a kid, like a emo goth kid, for every sense of the word. Like the Anakin Skywalker whiny adult has now beaten Michael Myers. So why are we excited? There's no build up here. This is a weak Michael Myers as far as I can tell. So this is not the ticket that we came to see. But I will say, when it does finally happen, if you erase all of that other crap, it is a great moment. And I did enjoy the fight between Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis. And the ending is, whatever, it's okay. You actually take the time to reboot a series and actually try to bring back old characters to give back to the fans. And then at the very last moment, the build-up, the final showdown between Michael Myers, you're going to instead take a journey with a character that we've never even known in the franchise. That is a slap in the face. And, like I said, for you guys, I am angry, because that is not the way they should have done Michael Myers. It's not the way he should have gone out. And I'm sure there's going to be another reboot somewhere down the line, but this is the last movie with Jamie Lee Curtis and Michael Myers, and it's just a sad way to end it, because it should have been just about those two. And I think if they would have focused on that with that ending, I think it would have been a lot more enjoyable. And it's just because that they lost track of what they were doing. They got caught up in doing something else. They could have saved that when Jamie Lee Curtis was not in the movie anymore, for future installments of Halloween, because you got to have the cash grab. You got to keep this little thing keep going. There were moments when I thought they were going to have bigger messaging with this kid, especially with the the detail that they were building them up, but they just didn't go anywhere. And if there is a message, I'm not sure what it all means. They just hijacked Michael Myers' film. That's the best I can say. And so obviously, this movie gets a red light. A red light for Halloween Ends. You know, I would say it's a soft red light because there were some enjoyable moments, but it's just inexcusable what they did to the legacy of this character. It's all the more disappointing in a year with so many fantastic horror movies. And you know what? Maybe that is to say something. That a franchise that started, one of the franchises that started it all, is now, under control of these corporate entities, where all these other smaller horror movies that are indie are not controlled so heavily by the studio system. And now, Michael Myers, he might as well be Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse for the horror movies. And so, you're not going to have one voice anymore. And of course, you look at the writing credit, there's like 5 writers. So you see exactly where this movie went wrong. And I'm sorry to all you big Michael Myers fans out there. Hopefully, we can reboot it again with a little bit more justice. But I just don't have a lot of hope for the future of this big fella. Or, with these classics, just leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Let them be themselves. Stop rebooting everything. Try something new. As we have seen over and over this year, something new is what people want. Because Friday, this Halloween reboot, Halloween Ends, didn't do too well in the box office. So it's maybe sending a message to Hollywood. Let's get some original content. And if there is, if we do have to make another Halloween movie, at least have something to bring to the table instead of recycling it and then losing the message. And you're trying to reboot this with the fans in mind, with all the fan service, but then you just slap them in the face. Lilu, Michael Myers shouldn't go like this. This is how his legacy ends. Wouldn't that be horrible, Lilu? I mean, it'd be like if this was our last review, reviewing this stupid, holy shit.